Now on CoastTV News.
Cruising into change, weather shifts gears for endless summer cruising in Ocean City. Lowering speed limits will tell you why some locals are pushing for the change and why others are voicing opposition.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Weber and welcome to Coast TV News Midday. We are going to begin by taking a live look outside at Rehoboth Beach this morning. We see people on the beach there walking on the boardwalk, Chris, but this is the day and also part of Saturday when you want to get outside, get to the beach, because the weekend weather, the latter half of the weekend, not going to be the greatest.
Exactly right, Elisa. Good morning, Delmarva. I'll tell you what, we're going to see conditions really begin to deteriorate late Saturday through Sunday. Sunday's really the day we're targeting, Sunday and Monday. You can see overcast skies in Lewis. We're at 61 degrees, so temperatures are generally in the 50s and 60s across the area. We're at 61 Bethany Beach, 59 Redden, and we're at 60 in Seaford. We're seeing a straight east wind at this hour, so gusts 25 Indian River Inlet to 22 in Ocean City, but that east wind is giving us some added moisture, some mid to high level clouds are rolling in off the Atlantic, but we're going to stay dry despite the cloudiness. There's that area of high pressure with that clockwise flow, but here is our coastal storm. Doesn't look like much right now, but this is where the system is going to be taking shape here over the next 24 hours and eventually spreading this moisture up the east coast. As far as temperatures are concerned today, we're looking at highs generally in the mid to upper 60s across the peninsula under those mostly cloudy skies. So it's going to be very nice for football games this evening with a chill in the air, but temperatures tonight falling into the 40s and 50s. Now, as far as our coastal storm is concerned, we're looking at showers to develop late Saturday, and that rain will begin to be heavy at times as we go into the day on Sunday. That's really kind of the brunt of the storm is Sunday into Sunday night, where we expect the highest winds at the coast. And we'll talk about some potential major coastal flooding that's going to be taking place Sunday into Monday. I'll break that all down in my full forecast here in minutes. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this morning, some changes to the Endless Summer Cruising event in Ocean City this weekend. Organizers say they are moving all of Sunday's events to Saturday due to expected bad weather that we just heard Chris talking about. Now the grand finale awards are set for 4:30 Saturday at the inlet. According to the Ocean City Police Department, a special event zone is in effect, meaning lower speed limits and higher fines for traffic violations. So if you're heading in that area, make sure you slow down. In development news, Sussex County Council is holding a public hearing on November 4th for the Cool Spring Crossing project. At 10 a.m., the council will meet and then the public hearing will be held at noon. The development would be located off of Route 9, and according to the plans, it would cover 637 acres and bring 1,922 housing units. Despite concerns from locals, $250 million in investments from DelDOT is estimated for infrastructure management. Over 114 acres of trees and 100% of natural resources at the property's boundary will be protected. In May of 2025, CoastTV reported that concerns also came from the Sussex Preservation Coalition. In Lewis, the city is asking locals to remove items from the dunes and beaches by October 13th. All chairs, dock boxes, kayaks, boats, and more are to be moved according to city officials. Anything left over after that deadline will be removed by city staff and taken to the Schley Avenue Maintenance Yard. The maintenance department will assist with item pickup, but anything not picked up before October 31st will be thrown out. A Sussex County beach town could slow things down. The South Bethany Safety Committee is asking the council to drop speed limits on all town streets to 15 miles per hour. Most neighborhood roads have speed limits between 20 and 25 miles per hour. Supporters say a lower speed limit makes narrow canal streets safer for walkers and cyclists, especially during the busy summer months. But critics worry it'll add to weekend backups.
I guess traffic, and traffic is really a mess. And we learned to don't go out on a weekend, July and August, and if it's raining, forget it.
The Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee says the change could cut close calls at narrow streets. If approved, new signs and enforcement would follow. But for now, the South Bethany Council plans to weigh the proposal and gather public feedback before any vote. New this morning, Maryland is investing millions to expand access to affordable housing across the state. The Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development has announced $36.8 million in federal and state funding for 13 housing projects. The money will help create or preserve more than 1,200 affordable, energy-efficient rental units. Under the state's 2025 Qualified Allocation Plan, part of the funding will go towards permanent supportive housing, including units for people experiencing homelessness. In Delaware, state leaders are set to announce the latest round of farmland preservation agreements protecting thousands of acres. Happening today at 2:30, Delaware Secretary of Agriculture Don Clifton will join state leaders in Laurel to announce the 29th round of easement purchases through the Delaware Aglands Preservation Foundation. Organizers say this year's selections include 36 new easements across Delaware, preserving more than 2,800 acres of farmland at a cost of nearly $15 million. The announcement coincides with National Farmers Day on Sunday. People who live in Greenwood are getting a reminder about property taxes. Town officials say there's an important opportunity coming up for anyone who wants to appeal their new property assessment. Any appeals for new tax assessment property values will be heard during the November 12th meeting at the Greenwood VFW. Coming up after the break, sitting on a major issue, we'll tell you how the director of a shelter in Salisbury is raising awareness for homelessness by sitting down. Leaf collection season is underway in Cambridge. According to the city, you must use 30-gallon trash bags, and people are asked to call the Department of Public Works to be placed on the list for pickup. Collection takes place Mondays in wards 1 through 3 and Tuesdays in wards 4 and 5. A nationwide initiative to raise awareness for the homeless is happening right now in Salisbury. J. Anthony Dickerson is the executive director for the Christian Shelter. He's helping raise awareness by sitting on a bench 24 hours straight. He says he will talk with local leaders about potential solutions, but he also wants to give people an idea of what homeless people face every day.
This is their life. You know, some people are sitting on the bench and they have everything they own in life. And that has to be traumatic for them. All alone, nobody to talk to, nobody listen to them. So man, this is a big issue.
Dickerson says today he plans on talking with some of the homeless people around Salisbury so he can listen to and share their stories.
Oh, we're seeing mostly cloudy skies this Friday as we take a live look into Laurel. 60 degrees there, and we'll continue to see mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies through the afternoon. Highs generally in the mid to upper 60s. Congratulations to Anthony Delaney, Lewis, Delaware. You're the winner of our Coast TV Weather Umbrella. Coming up, I will have an update on our significant coastal storm that's going to be impacting us later in the weekend, right after the break. Well, it is Friday on Delmarva. Despite the cloudy skies, folks taking in Rehoboth Beach here, and pretty nice crowd there. Got a little kite they're flying there. Perfect amount of wind to fly the kite. Not too strong, not too light. Seen some gusts upwards of 20, 25 miles an hour, but not going to be able to fly that kite by the end of the weekend because we're really going to see the winds pick up, as you'll see here. 61 right now in Rehoboth. Winds are out of the southeast, and we have coastal flood watch that goes into effect Sunday morning and runs through Monday night. Really concerned about major coastal flooding as we go into Sunday and Monday, and that storm watch for the entire Delmarva coast. High wind watch that goes into effect Sunday morning, runs through Monday morning, with the potential of seeing 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts primarily at the beaches. And you could see that flow out of the east coming off the ocean, bringing in some moisture, some clouds, but we will stay dry despite the cloud cover. There's high pressure parked over New England. Clockwise flow around that high. And then here is our coastal low beginning to develop off the southeast coast along this stalled out front. This area of low pressure is going to begin lifting up the coast through the weekend. Temperatures today, once again, mid to upper 60s under mostly cloudy skies. So we're looking really nice this evening for high school football. Despite the cloudy skies, it'll be a cool, crisp evening. Not as cold tonight as we were this morning, where we fell into the upper 30s to low 40s. And we will see mostly cloudy skies overnight into Saturday. More of a south to southeast wind, so that will allow for some more moisture to work in. Some humidity will be increasing ahead of the rain. Now, we're dry most of tomorrow. It's not till Saturday evening we begin to see that moisture coming in off the Atlantic. Some heavier bands of rain begin to push in, and that rain is only going to begin to intensify as we go into Sunday afternoon through Sunday evening. You could see some really heavy rain working in here. Expecting the heaviest rain at the coast, but these bands are going to continue to push in off the ocean into the peninsula through the day on Sunday. So winds overall the next few days, 20, 25 mile an hour gusts winds really begin to pick up Sunday morning. You can see the winds howling out of the east. Sustained winds 35 to 45 miles an hour with gusts upwards of 50, 60 as we go into Sunday night. And you can see those winds really screaming out of the northeast. So a lot of water is going to be getting pushed up along the coast as we go into Sunday night. So that's really the main concern is the major coastal flooding. We're going to see waves 8 to 13 feet with those strong northeast winds gusting upwards of 60 miles an hour. The heaviest rain we expect is going to be between about late Sunday morning through Sunday night. So most of the models have a low just to our east. Now, the other concerning factor is the models have the system kind of stalling, kind of looping over the area Monday into Tuesday, and that's not really a good sign for the coastal flooding threat. Now, as far as the rainfall goes, a general 1 to 3 inches with locally higher amounts where we do see those heavier bands. Power outages are possible, especially along the Delaware and Maryland coast. The further west you go, the lesser of a wind impact you'll have. And then there is that major coastal flooding threat with with inundation up to 1 to 2 feet. So make preparations if you're in a flood-prone area. Make sure you make the necessary preparations into Sunday where we have that red alert in play. Yellow alert for Monday, and then we'll finally get the system out of here Tuesday afternoon in drier weather by the middle of next week. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Happy Friday, Delmarva, and we are hoping that you join us today at 4 on Coast Life because we're going to be hanging out at the Milton Theater all afternoon because they got a lot going on. We're talking Zombie Fest. We are talking Rocky Horror Show. We're even going to be talking about the Horror Trailer Challenge and how you can still submit something and when you can check all of that out. So it's going to be tons of fun today at 4. We will see you then on Coast Life.
Happening today, securing your kids in their car seats. Tidal Health will hold a car seat check. Experts will help make sure those seats are installed correctly. Organizers say this will take place from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Crossroad Community Church in Georgetown. Happening today in Lewis, Lewis is bringing experts and locals together to focus on healthy aging in coastal Sussex. Village volunteers and the Lewis Public Library will host a new panel series, Thriving Together, Empowered Aging, Enriching Community. The first session, focused on health and wellness, takes place today until noon at the Lewis Public Library. And coming up tonight on DSN at 5 p.m., it's Down and Distance. Then at 5:30, you can tune in for Scoops and Scores. Your game of the night at 6 o'clock, Snow Hill visits Colonel Richardson in high school football. Then at 9:30, you can watch ICW Pro Wrestling. And at 10:30, it's Nittany Game Week. And at 11, you can catch the final score. Along with that Snow Hill game, here's some other DSN Plus exclusives. At 6 p.m., UMES hosts Coppin State in women's volleyball. Also at 6, Cambridge South Dorchester faces Kent County in football. At 7, First State Military Academy takes on Seaford in football. And also at 7, Cape Henlopen battles Smyrna in football. Get ready for another week in NFL regular season. We have your Sunday Night Football right here on Coast TV. This week you can catch the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. Coverage begins at 7. And stay right here for Coast TV News following the game.
Fall festivities are filling up the weekend calendar, so stay tuned for your cool things to do.
Well, grab your jacket and your appetite because fall fun is in full swing this weekend from Bridgeville to Ocean City. Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis has your cool things to do.
Well, just because the summer crowds have cleared, that doesn't mean the coast is quiet. There's a lot to choose from this weekend in both Delaware and Maryland, and we're going to kick things off with a taste of tradition at the Apple Scrapple Festival in Bridgeville. It's a Friday and Saturday event, and you can enjoy carnival rides, a car show, the Scrapple Sling, and of course plenty of delicious food. Step up for a good cause at the annual Boardwalk Buddy Walk Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon. Family and friends will come together to celebrate and support people with Down syndrome along the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk. You can get your pumpkin fix at Dogfish Head's Pumpkin Ale Fest from 11 to 4 on Saturday. Enjoy seasonal brews, live music, plus you can even bring your pet to the event. Sunday is all about the hounds. Parade down the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk starting at 10 a.m. to celebrate retired racing greyhounds and learn about adoption awareness. In Maryland, Harbor Day at the Docks celebrates the state's maritime history with live music, crab cake contests, Coast Guard boat tours, and plenty of family-friendly fun. That's from 10 to 3 along Sunset Avenue on Saturday. And engines will be roaring in Ocean City as one of the last big events of the season rolls into town. The 28th annual Endless Summer Cruisin' is underway, bringing hundreds of classic cars, vendors, and live music to Ocean City. You can find all event details, tickets, and more over on CoastTV.com. All you have to do is click on Cool Things to Do.
Now let's take a live look into Ocean View. Seeing mostly cloudy skies there, 61 degrees, winds out of the southeast at about 7 miles an hour. It'll be a mostly cloudy day. Temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 60s this afternoon. You can get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert weather phone. We'll have a look at that 10-day forecast right after the break. Well, despite a cloudy start to the weekend, we'll be mostly dry Saturday. Rain arrives late in the evening, and that will spread over the area, and that rain will become heavy at times. And really, we're going to see the conditions really go downhill on Sunday, with winds really picking up at the coast, gusting upwards of 50, 60 miles an hour. So we're really concerned about the threat of major coastal flooding with that push of water piling up along the coast. Wave heights anywhere between about 8 to 13 feet, and we're going to see about 2 to 4 inches of rain with locally higher amounts through Monday, and then we'll finally get this coastal system out of here by Tuesday afternoon, and a nice dry fall-like weather pattern as we roll into the end of next week. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. And for more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Have a great day.